right, 3, 2, 1, action.
Hey everybody, welcome to the very first episode of BGFC Weekly. My name is Jimmie Martin.
I'm Marlena Stokes, and I don't know about you, Jimmy, but is there usually this many people in a podcast room?
I think so, but I think most of those people are actually doing stuff and not just staring at you randomly. This is definitely going to be quite awkward.
A little bit.
It's kind of like being on the most awkward first date.
But we're taking you along with it, so
That's
here
right.
we go. But tell me a little bit about, how you got here.
Right. So I'm originally from Western Kentucky, always lived in the area, loved sports growing up as a kid. However, soccer was never part of my journey.
Really?
It wasn't. It wasn't really until, the 99, the Women's World Cup team, huge part of why I started liking soccer, as I'm sure most Americans. And from there, we moved into more sports for me. I was very involved in American football, a little bit of basketball, but we don't talk about that because I can't make a layup to save my life, but it's okay.
Me either.
Yeah. So, tell me about you, though, super early on, though.
Oh, man, well, I don't want to make you feel old or anything. I was born in 99, so...
Oh, God dang it. Let's go.
My love for soccer started in 2010, the FIFA World Cup. Shakira singing Waka Waka. It really got me going.
Waka.
I remember watching
Flossy
almost
the Bear.
every single game and got really super into it. I played soccer when I was really young, probably, first, second grade. My parents actually made me quit because I wasn't hustling. So they're like, no, if you're not going to play, don't play. And so, I didn't play and all my friends were, and I wanted to so bad. So started playing again a little bit before middle school, kind of like 5th grade-ish. And played for a few years. I got really, really into it. I absolutely love the game. So very excited to be in the soccer community right now.
So, tell me a little bit more about what position you played, how many goals did you score, all of that stuff.
I am not by any means the best soccer player in the world.
Well, we can relate on that.
I absolutely just love the game. But I played defense, mainly on the right side because I was right-footed and my left foot just never got there, But I played defense. I did score 1 goal, middle school, I believe.
There you go.
It was one of those. I can't think of the term, but it's like a shutout game. We won 10-0, and I got a chance to get up there and get one of those points, and that was really cool.
One of the easy goals.
Yeah.
But when you're already beating somebody 10-0, it's easy at that point.
Yeah, but I played defense. I did get more aggressive. Had a great time. But yeah, I really didn't score much. Just more back into the field trying to protect the goal.
Totally understand that. So I started playing actually in college, not for my university. No, I played intramurals in college, and I was also a right backer. And I did score in a preseason match, so it didn't count. No, there is no record. There's no film. If you can find a film of me scoring, congrats, you're the world's greatest detective.
Somebody please do.
Oh, God.
I gotta see that
there
one.
are a multitude of embarrassing things out there from me when I was in college, so don't go looking. That's why I don't have Facebook. So what was your first memory? You kind of mentioned you're born in 99, so
right.
That was huge for me. What was your first memory of actually watching or taking part in soccer and being like, oh, shoot, this is exactly what I want to do?
Probably, definitely that 2010 FIFA.
You said that a few minutes ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I loved watching that year. I have watched every World Cup since, and I'm a huge fan of the U.S. Women's National Team. So I've really been following them recently, and absolutely love it. But the 2010, that was it. I would sit upstairs by myself. My parents would be doing their own thing. But I'd, be sitting upstairs by myself just watching soccer. I didn't care who was playing. I didn't care who won. I just wanted to watch and learn from it. And
so you were watching all the games. You were watching Spain and France. You were watching
absolutely
Ghana versus anybody.
Literally anybody. I just wanted to watch soccer. And I haven't changed. I still do that every World Cup, I can't think of any other tournament. The She Believes Cup for the U.S. Women's National Team. Yeah.
I need to learn more about that. Different topic for another day.
Different topic for sure.
I think for me, and I was really thinking about this, if you go all the way back to 2006, yes, I'm old. I was in high school at the time, and my best friend and I really started we started like watching other sports. Like we both loved football and basketball, but then we heard about this big sporting event. ESPN got coverage of it, so then it was officially like a big deal at the time. So 2006 World Cup had a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
For the U.S. team, we went from not playing very well in our first match to the last game against Ghana. Why does it always have to be Ghana? Like America, why can't we play like Nigeria, Ivory Coast, somebody else in the World Cup from Africa? But always Ghana.
Always Ghana.
43rd minute, Clint Dempsey evens the score. Most excited I'd ever been to that point as a soccer fan. But then right before half, penalty, Ghana went up 2-1, and that was the end of it. The U.S. went home after that.
Ooh.
So that led my best friend and I to really talk about, like, we should go to the next World Cup. And this is where typically in a normal podcast you would get an interlude about actually going to the World Cup, and we did not. But we did look into going to South Africa. But, two 18-year-olds going to South Africa at the time, not necessarily the safest idea. So, or the cheapest, because I was definitely broke growing up.
Have you ever been to a professional soccer game? Yeah.
Great question. Yes, I went to the Gold Cup final. I think that was in 2014 in Chicago. USA, Honduras. I was hopeful for USA, Mexico, but I believe that was the year Honduras upset Mexico in the semifinals. But yeah, my wife and I went, stood in Soldier Field with all the other U.S. fans celebrating one of the first big trophies. I know that was kind of a springboard for the team for a few years afterwards, leading to that false hope that maybe in, what year was that? I have notes here. Give me just a moment. Why is my phone not unlocking? This is awkward now. To the 2014 World Cup, so I guess it would have been the year before, so 2013 when we were at that Gold Cup. And then in 2014, I thought, hey, you know what? We won the Gold Cup. We can win the World Cup, right?
Absolutely.
No.
No.
So that was my first match I went to. I also went to a Chicago Fire game not too long after that. But that's not actually my favorite team. Do you have?
Oh.
No, go.
My favorite team's the U.S. Women's National Team by far, 100%.
No club?
No club. I did see Nashville FC play. So if I guess I had a favorite club, it'd be them.
I'm sorry.
It's the only one I've been to, I guess. I got to get out more, I guess. But yeah, I saw them play probably about a year ago. Went with my family, and my stepmom's actually good friends with the wife of one of the coaches. So we got tickets and we went, and it was a good time. My little siblings actually got on the big screen. So
Ooh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
They absolutely loved it. It was a good time.
I was a different story, but I was big into basketball in college, and I was on the front row for an ESPN college basketball game that we had at Murray. So I know what that excitement level feels like as an adult. I can't imagine how cool it would have been for a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they play in that game? Do you remember?
I honestly do not. I do not remember. I know we didn't win.
Oh,
I think
so
it
wasn't
was
against Inter Miami. Definitely that.
Yeah, it was a 0-0 game. It was one of those really interesting ones, But yeah,
Those 0-0 draws really draw you in, huh?
Yeah, we thought it was a good one though. I mean, I was into it, but yeah, 0-0. Sometimes it's just how it is.
So Inter Miami, that's my squad outside of BGFC, obviously.
100%.
So Inter Miami, I really, growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, David Beckham, the Lord that he was, scoring magisterial goal after magisterial goal. He was so awesome. Then when to get to see him come to LA Galaxy, play for a few years, watch him really train Landon Donovan, that was so cool to see. That I just really got enamored by him, and I heard, hey, David Beckham maybe getting a team, and it's gonna be in Miami. I've been to Miami a couple times. Beautiful city, love the people, best food in the country. I love my southern country food, but that is nothing on the Cuban food and all the great food that's in Miami. It's a community that loves soccer. La Familia, shout out. The Southern Herons, shout out to them as well. Great people. I was in on a couple of different of their Zoom sessions back in the MLS's back tournament, where they would like put the people on the screen and you could Zoom from your house. And they would show you like cheering for the team.
Oh, fun.
That was cool. I don't think I made it on ESPN for that though. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
But moving now, I kind of want to talk a little bit about, like, we talked about being kids, falling in love with the sport. What about beyond that? What about in college? What did you do to kind of push you towards, sitting in this room awkwardly talking with someone that you've only met like a handful of times and with a bunch of people watching?
Oh man. Well, I didn't expect myself to be right here. I had several different plans going into college. At first, I wanted to be a lawyer. So,
Nice.
that's
Every
a
college
completely,
student wants to be a lawyer,
Oh,
engineer,
yeah.
something like that.
it's a successful job. Like,
Right.
it's a good thing, but I decided I don't like school that much, I can't continue going after I graduate. So, switched to, I kind of went to like a teaching route, learned real fast. That's not for me. I'm not, the biggest kid person. They're kind of cute sometimes, but
Sometimes.
not sometimes, yeah, not for me though. So teaching route went, downhill after a year, and just kind of decided to major in English and journalism, broadcasting actually. Got a little experience with that, but never a podcast, so this is fun. But yeah,
Did
writing.
you do sports like journalism or sportscasting or anything?
No, not really. I did some photography for sports teams and, went to games for that and helped with the TV and all of that they did. That really just wasn't my specialty. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but,
Sure.
I love having the experience with that. But, no, I want to write. I want to write literally anything, fake news is a big thing.
Right.
And I want my name to mean something. I want you to know, like, if you read something, it's mine. It's, it's the truth. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Very noble.
I mean, if you say so. But yeah.
Well, because, we could turn this into a journalism podcast very easily, but I was a journalism major as well. I did a little bit of TV news. I did a sportscast one time, and just having to read from the teleprompter. If you've ever done any kind of TV news, reading on that teleprompter, especially somebody who's extremely dyslexic, it is no fun.
Oh, man.
So I really enjoyed working on news and getting involved in that, but I didn't see myself working in that field. So I have a journalism degree, advertising and marketing specifically. But while I was in college, I did something pretty cool, and I don't know how many people can actually say this. I actually started my own club soccer team.
Oh, I did that too.
Did you really?
No.
Okay.
No, that's
dang
really
it!
cool.
I thought this was meant to be one of those moments where it's like, oh, look at that. Nobody expected.
No. Tell me more.
So I think it was my junior year. Me and a bunch of my friends, we really wanted to play soccer together, but the way the intramurals were set up, at least at our undergrad, it was based on the building that you lived in. And I lived in one building, I was an RA there, and all my friends lived in a different building, so we couldn't play on the same team. So we started our own club sports, enterprise we'll call it, called Murray United. Shout out if anybody knows Murray United, if that's still a thing on campus, the green and black, that was me, I started that.
Our very own Jimmie.
Yeah, that's right. I was very excited to start that. We picked a crest. We had an official sponsor. We were legit, but not quite to the level of BGFC though. We were just on the intramural fields. Gosh, I can't even remember how we did in our first soccer season. I don't think we did well, which is probably why I'm sitting here. But I did not play. If I did, it would have been in the last seconds of the game. But it was fun just to organize things, to figure out, what it's like to get a sponsor. I went to Burrito Shack in Murray. Burrito Shack, Murray, Kentucky. Please give us a sponsor. We would love to work with you.
Sounds good.
So I went in there and said, hey, I'm starting a club. $500. Can you help us buy shirts? And they're like, yeah, no problem. Dude literally opened the cash drawer, was like, here you go. And we got $500, went and paid our deposit and got our shirts that day. And it was really, really cool to start that.
Oh, that's crazy. I absolutely love that. That's awesome. I will be Googling that when I get home.
No, there's nothing on the internet. I don't think we had any social media.
I'm gonna look into how that first season went for you, and
man.
yeah, I'm very intrigued on that one. I mean, I got here, you know, I saw this post on Facebook. Actually, one of my
For BGFC?
For BGFC,
There you go.
yeah. One of my dad's very best friends, you know, he tagged me and said, hey, they need interns, you know, a writing one was one of them, and I was like, absolutely, like I can do that for sure. And so filled out the little Google form, and the next thing I know, you know, Ben was texting me and he was like, hey, you come join. I was like, okay, and here I am.
There you go.
So it was
you started out as a writing person for us, and now you're sitting on a podcast with me. How did that happen?
Who would have thought? It's crazy, but I'm so super excited to be here. 100%.
Yeah. So I watched their first season. I lived in Lexington at the time, and
Who's?
Lexington.
Oh, right.
You know, the city. There's Louisville, Lexington, the two biggest cities in Kentucky.
Yeah, that.
You ever heard of them?
Ah, Lexington. Gotcha.
You know that big blue school that's up there?
Who are they again?
No, I don't know. They're not important anyways.
Okay.
So I was living up there. I was trying to transition down to Western Kentucky as I had a new position there. But I saw that on Instagram, BGFC, and I was like, what is that? No, Bowling Green does not have a professional soccer team before Lexington does, do they? Sure did.
Absolutely.
So I watched some of their games. I commented on a lot of the posts, just trying to help, promote it, because it's a small club, and it was in their first season. They were doing fantastic.
Yeah.
So I really just started messaging. I think I messaged the Instagram and said, hey, I would like to help out. What do you need?
Yeah.
And then I got an email from Michael, and Michael was like, hey, we're going to meet, we want to interview you. And so I was like, interview, bro? I'm just trying to volunteer to do something fun, to not be sitting at home with, on the couch all the time. So.
And here you are.
And here I am. I pitched the idea of doing a podcast. Ben, Michael, and everybody was like, hey, that's a really good idea. Now we're sitting here in this awkward room as there's like 10 people staring at me right now, and I'm not used to this.
Oh, it's a new feeling for sure, but
yes.
I'm having fun so far. It's a good time.
It is.
But I'm just so excited to be back in the soccer community.
Yep.
Like I love going to games. I love the fans and just the community in general coming out, and I can't wait for our first game.
I can't either. First game will be, do you remember?
No.
It is the 26th of May. Yes, May 26th, 7 p.m. Bowling Green Junior High School, out at the pit. Please make sure you come there. See, this is one of those good moments where there's so many good people in the room to finally help me out. You're not just awkwardly staring at me. You're good. So, that'll be our first home game. We really hope that people will come out to that. And then, moving forward with this podcast, we've got some really great ideas. We want to have a couple of guests. For our next round of the podcast, we're going to be talking to Ben, who's the owner of BGFC. Correction on that is March 26th, not May 26th. That is my fault. Again, I'm dyslexic, so just blame it on that. We'll keep it moving.
Those M's will get you.
Yeah, dang right. Any word with multiple letters that are the same. There's an A as well.
Oh, that's right.
Can't forget that. So come out March 26th, 7 p.m., Bowling Green Junior High.
We'll be there.
We will definitely be there. You might hear my voice over the loudspeaker. You never know. So our second podcast coming out next week, we're going to invite the owner, Ben. He's going to sit in and talk with us and kind of just talk about how he created this. So now you know a little bit about us. Now you're going to know a little bit more about the club. And from there, we'll have a few other guests throughout the season. And we will just keep this going. If you will, please make sure you rate, subscribe, do all those cool stuff, thumbs up,
anything good, positive. Help us out.
Yes. Spread the word, spread it on any of your social medias that you may have. I'm not for sure what all the platforms this will be on, but if it's on there, rate it, boost it up there. I want to see us up number 1 on all the charts. So thank you all so much. Great first podcast, and we will see you next week.
Cut! That was awesome.